Yes, last night I went to a double feature. I went to go see Ad Astra, and I went to go see Rambo. So let's talk about Ad Astra first. All right. So here's my thoughts on Ad Astra. Now, you guys know I've been talking about this film for a while, and I've been excited about it. I've been excited to see Ad Astra. And I thought the trailers looked pretty interesting, all that kind of stuff. And I went to it, and coming out of Ad Astra... Oh, sorry. Just whenever I say Ad Astra, I just naturally start to fall asleep. It is one of the most unrelentingly boring films I've seen in a long, long time. Now, here's the funny thing about Ad Astra. Ad Astra is a movie. What do a lot of movies sometimes lack? They lack a high sense of stakes in the movie. Are the stakes high? Do they go deeper than the general premise? Like, the general premise, okay, he's got to go out into space and find his dad. But does the movie go deeper than that? This movie goes deeper. The whole movie is about asking important questions, both on a universal level. Brad Pitt is constantly throughout the film and through his father as well, asking these galactic level questions, but also he struggles with very personal questions. And it does an interesting thing about juxtaposing his asking questions about the greater universe and how that then reflects on his questions about himself and his own person and his own personal life. And they go deep. And that's great. But you still got to put it inside a package that delivers. And I just found that this thing was unrelentingly difficult to watch because it was just so dull. It was so dull. Now listen, you know me. I'm not the type of guy. I mean, Booksmart is my favorite film of the year. I don't need explosions, bang, boom, beam to make a movie enjoyable. I don't need that. I never have. I mean, it's great when it's done right, but that doesn't have to be there to make a movie enjoyable. But I kid you not. The entire movie, Brad Pitt, and his performance is great. I bought into the character, but the character was hard to watch because I kid you not, every single line of dialogue was kind of like this. I got up this morning and I made my toast. My heart rate is 67 beats per minute. I masturbated in the shower and then watched a very thrilling football game. And now I'm going into space. Every line in the movie is said that way. I mean, and there's a part in the movie where he goes like, you know, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've often been angry when I should have been calm. Something like that. I'm like, dude, you've never been angry. At least you've never shown it because I'm not seeing any of it in here. And then the most thrilling part of the movie was the thing they showed in some of the previews and in the clips they put out, the space buggy scene on the moon, right? Like that looked exciting. But here's the thing about that scene. I guarantee you that scene was put in reshoots. You know why? Because that scene was completely unnecessary. I'm not going to give anything away except to say this. When you go to see Ad Astra, come out and think about this. If you took that entire scene out of the movie, does it change anything about the movie? Nope. And I wish, this is not a spoiler review, so I wish I could go into it in more detail, but I can't. Other than say, that entire space buggy was a total waste of time. It had nothing to do with the movie. It had nothing to do with the story. It had nothing to do with something that happened just before it. Nothing to do with what happens after it. If you took that entire scene out of the movie, I challenge any of you who have seen this, if you take that entire scene out of the movie, you don't miss it one bit. It doesn't change anything about the movie. I'm guaranteeing you. I mean, I don't know this for fact. I'm just speculating. But as a speculation, I guarantee you that was one of the things put in reshoots because they just looked at this movie and said, this is a really slow, dull movie that's asking the right questions and philosophically has a really neat angle to it. But you got to put something in there to get people excited. All right, how about a space buggy fight and chase? And then they put that in there. Again, a terrific performance by Brad. He had me buying into the character completely. High stakes, asking great philosophical, deep questions. But you still have to do that while putting it all in a container of an entertaining film. And this I just found was dry and dull and boring the whole way through. Now, I know a number of people who love this film. As a matter of fact, this is one of those movies that's getting very divided reviews between critics and verified audiences. The critics are giving it an 82. A lot of people are liking this movie. The verified audience score is sitting at 59, which means there's still a lot of people that like it. And I know a lot of you guys were messaging me last night saying that you really liked Ad Astra, and that's fantastic. I wish I liked Ad Astra. I wish I liked it. I do. High concept, great idea, a terrific star, giving a good performance, making you buy into the character. It's just that the character was so insufferably dull. I'm not kidding. I almost walked out. Not because it's a terrible movie, but because it was insufferably dull. I just about walked out. And that's weird because normally when a lot of the critics like it, normally I like it too because it means, but this is just one I can't agree with most people. I think this is a movie that is much better in concept than it is in execution. And if you're one of the people that watched it and liked it, I don't mean to take anything away from your enjoyment. That's awesome. I wish I had your experience. But I didn't, and Ad Astra is just not one I'm going to recommend, but I wouldn't dissuade people from seeing it because, like I said, a lot of other people are seeing it and they're enjoying it. And that's great. But you know, here's the other funny thing. Starring Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler has one scene with dialogue. The rest of the movie, you just see her. Like there's images of her and you see her and she's in a scene or two, but she doesn't speak. And then there's one scene where she actually speaks. But anyway, whatever. Question is, what did you guys think about Ad Astra? For those of you who have seen it, did you really enjoy it like a lot of the critics do? Did you find it a little dull like me? Did you hate it? I mean, what did you think about it? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right.